When I first moved to a small, quiet town in the state of Pennsylvania, not far from Philadelphia, life felt peaceful, almost too peaceful. The kind of place where everyone knew everyone. The air smelled of old trees, and the nights felt darker than the city skies ever could. I rented a small apartment near my new office, and every evening after work I'd walk back home through a local park. It was a shortcut, a narrow path with benches, flickering lamp posts, and the faint sound of crickets. On most days, I would see old men sitting on the benches, chatting or feeding the birds. That made the park feel safe, even when the sun dipped below the horizon. But one night, everything felt different. I had stayed at work later than usual. The streets were empty, the wind was colder, and the park ahead of me looked darker than I'd ever seen it. I hesitated for a moment. I could have taken the long road home, but I was tired, and the park was quicker. So, I went in. As soon as I stepped onto the gravel path, the world seemed to go silent. No crickets, no wind. Just my footsteps echoing softly. About halfway through, I heard something behind me. Faint but sharp. Footsteps. At first, I thought maybe someone else was just heading home. But the sound started getting faster, heavier, closer. My heart began to race. I turned my head slightly and saw a man running toward me from the distance. I froze. Then my instincts kicked in. I started walking faster, then faster still. But when I looked back again, he had stopped, just standing there, watching me. It was strange. Why would someone run, then stop like that? I turned back and kept walking, trying to act normal. A few seconds later, I heard the sound again. This time, he was moving even faster. My heart pounded in my chest. I started to run, but suddenly, silence again. When I looked back, he had stopped once more. This time in the middle of the path, staring right at me. This strange pattern happened 4 times. He would rush toward me, then stop as if something held him back. The last time he did it, he was only a few feet away. I could see his face clearly in the dim streetlight, pale, blank, emotionless. Then, out of nowhere, he turned around and walked away into the dark trees. I didn't wait to see what he'd do next. I ran until I was out of the park, all the way home, locked my door, and tried to calm down. For days after that, I couldn't shake off the feeling that someone had been watching me. But eventually, I convinced myself that it was just a strange encounter with some drunk or unstable man. Life went back to normal, or so I thought. A week later, while watching the evening news, my heart dropped. The same man, the one from the park, was on the screen. He'd been arrested for assault, rape, and murder. The reporter said the attack happened just 2 nights after I saw him. I couldn't breathe. That could have been me. The next day, I went to the police station and told them about the night I saw him. They were surprised. I had apparently escaped something truly horrible. When I asked if I could talk to him, one of the officers hesitated, but allowed me to. He sat across the table, cold eyes, expressionless face. I asked him, trembling, "Why didn't you hurt me that night? You were so close." He stared at me for a moment, then said something I'll never forget. "Because you weren't alone." I frowned. "What do you mean?" "I was completely alone in that park." He shook his head slowly. "No. When I tried to come close, a group of people appeared around you. They told me to stay away. I thought they were your friends or neighbors, but they came out of nowhere. I turned around and left. Then, when I saw you walking alone again, I tried to follow, but they came back. Each time, more of them. And the last time, their voices were so loud, so angry. They said they'd kill me if I touched you." I sat there frozen. He looked me in the eyes and said, "I don't know who they were, but they weren't normal people." The officers said no one had been seen in the park that night. No witnesses, no group, no neighbors, no one. I still don't know if that criminal was telling the truth or lying, whether those figures were spirits or real men. But after that day, the old men vanished. I never saw them in the park or anywhere else, but whatever they were, they saved my life. Now, whenever I pass by that park, even during the day, I feel a strange calmness in the air, like someone is still there, watching over me.